Stoners, it's Miana DK checking in once again. And
It's just me and my disciples. Talking to God while we smoke dope. We keep the lighter in our circle.
What up, my sippers and stoners? It's Miana DK checking in once again. And today we are starting week 3 of our mirror work. Congratulations. We're on day 15, guys, okay? So today's day is a very hard day. Get ready to do some work for real, okay? We're working on forgiving ourselves and those who have hurt us. Oh, belly. Okay, listen. Today's lesson is about forgiveness, okay? Forgiving yourself, forgiving those who have hurt you, and by doing that, you open up your heart to a new level of loving yourself. All of those things are true things, okay? But this is perhaps the hardest work. And maybe she saved it to the end for a reason. I don't know. For the past 2 weeks, you worked. For the past 2 weeks, you worked on releasing many of the old beliefs that were blocking you. I know it wasn't an easy task, so give yourself time to celebrate your progress. That was me celebrating you. How does it feel today to look in your mirror and feel so much lighter? Take a deep breath and now release this breath and say, man, I'm letting go of my past and I feel great. Forgiveness is a difficult area for all of us. We build up these blocks and they bind us for many, many, many years. Take my hand and together, let's work on learning how to forgive ourselves and those who have hurt us. You can do it. It's hard. It's the hardest thing you ever got to do. But when you really, really start to understand the concept of forgiveness, it becomes easy, okay? Forgiveness opens our hearts to self-love. If you have a problem with loving yourself, you can get stuck in an unforgiving state. Many of us carry grudges for years and years. We feel self-righteous because of what someone did to us. I call this being stuck in the prison of self-righteous resentment. We get to be right, but we never get to be happy. You ever met somebody that is just there, they just love to be right, even if it means being miserable, they cool with it? Man, those people. Okay. One of the biggest spiritual lessons you can learn is to understand that everyone is doing the best that they can at any given moment. I promise you that's true. That's some real shit. Let me just paraphrase because I see what she's doing here. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you, okay? The Bible says a root of bitterness defiles many, okay? Basically what that means is a person who is bitter, they tend to, make everything bitter around them. You ever heard that term like happy wife, happy life? That's because the opposite is horrible for the whole family. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like when you ever seen someone come in and suck all the energy out of the room? Like everybody's having a good time, fun is happening, hey, we having fun, hey, and then somebody come in and all of a sudden they whole attitude just stank as fuck. And now we like, it's not as much fun anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I promise you that person is bitter about something, angry about something, and it always lies in ourselves. We treat people based on how we feel about ourselves. So if you find a person that's always bitter, always mean, always got something nasty or negative to say, they probably got some shit going on inside of them that they need to fix. And because they don't have peace on the inside, they can only give you what they have. They can't give you peace and fun and happiness if they don't have it residing on the inside of them. So the beautiful thing about forgiveness is when you release that person and you let it go, you also let the bitterness leave you. And you leave that space for love to come in. You leave that space for joy, for happiness, for anything that is not negative. And your life becomes better. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I know that it's hard, but most of the time, the stuff that we're holding on to happened so long ago. Most of the time, like, we're really upset at a memory because the memory recalls. And because we haven't released it and let it go, our heart then recalls the pain that we felt. And the memory is only there because we haven't let it go. Does that make sense? Once you forgive something, you can remember without the pain. Once you forgive and truly let it go, you remember without the pain, which ultimately benefits you. Stress can cause malignant tumors, growths on the inside of us. I believe that firmly with everything in me. Okay? And I believe that when we take the time to forgive, hang on a second. we take the time to forgive, we do ourselves a service. You understand what I mean? It says, one of the most valuable lessons I've learned is that when you do your forgiveness work, it's not necessarily to go to the people involved and tell them that you forgive them, okay? Sometimes you'll want to do this, but you don't have to. The major work in forgiveness is done in your own heart and in front of your mirror. You release them and let them go because it's good for you, you know? Remember, forgiveness is seldom for others, it's for you. So many people have told me they've truly forgiven someone, and then a month or two later they receive a phone call or an email for that person asking to be forgiven. This seems to happen most often after doing forgiveness exercises in the front of the mirror. So as you do the mirror work exercises in today's lesson, let yourself experience your feelings deeply. Let's affirm. Remember, as you forgive yourself, it becomes easier to forgive others. Often the first thing we got to do is work on forgiving ourselves. That's the hardest part. But once we do it, we're like really most of the way there. Once you forgive yourself, it's easy to forgive everybody else. Okay, so your mirror work exercise for today. Sit in front of your mirror, close your eyes, breathe deeply several times. Feel yourself grounded, okay? Think of the many people who have hurt you in life. Let them pass through your mind. Open your eyes and begin to talk to one of them aloud. Say something like, "You hurt me deeply. I thought I would never get past this. However, I will not stay stuck in the past any longer. I'm willing to forgive you." If you can't do that, just affirm, "I'm willing." Your willingness is all it takes. Sometimes we don't have all of that inside of us. Sometimes we don't have a long speech or a paragraph. Sometimes our heart just needs to be able to say yes. Sometimes we just need to be able to say, "I'm willing." That's enough for God to work with, I promise, you know. Take a breath and say to the person, "I forgive you, I set you free." Then breathe yourself, okay? Then say again, "You're free, I'm free," okay? Notice how you feel. You may feel resistance, you may feel relief. If you feel resistance, just breathe again and affirm, "I'm willing to release all resistance," okay? As you continue to do this exercise today or on another day, expand your list of people to forgive. Remember, forgiveness is not an event, okay? It's a process. You may need to keep working on one person a little longer, each time going a little deeper into the level of forgiveness that you need to achieve. This may be a day when you can forgive several people. It may be a day you can only forgive one person. You know, it doesn't matter. However you do this exercise is the right way for you, okay? The universe and forgiveness see your showing up. God sees your showing up, okay? You take one step, he takes 10, okay? At times, forgiveness is like peeling away the layers of an onion. If there are too many layers, put the onion away for a day or so. You can always come back and peel another layer. Acknowledge yourself for being willing to do this exercise because you're healing. Be gentle with yourself, okay? Your journaling exercise. Put on some soft music, something that'll make you feel relaxed and peaceful. Now take your journal and a pen and let your mind drift. Go back in the past and think of all the things you're angry with yourself about and write them down. Write all of them down that you could think of. You may discover that you've never forgiven yourself for the humiliation of wetting your pants in the first grade. What a long time to carry that burden. Now take this list and write a positive affirmation for each of them. If you wrote, "I'll never forgive myself for blah, 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 blah," then your affirmation could be, "This is a new moment and I am free to let go of blah, 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 blah." Remember, sometimes it's easier to forgive others than it is to forgive yourself. Often we demand perfection of ourselves and are harder on ourselves than we are on others. However, it's time to go beyond this old attitude. Forgive yourself. Let it go. Give yourself the space to be spontaneous. And now, put down your journal and go outside to a beach, to the park, somewhere. Let yourself run. Don't jog, run. Wild and free. Do somersaults. Skip along the street and laugh while you're doing it. Take your inner child outdoors and have some fun. So what if someone sees you? This is for your freedom. You know, this is what they're saying. I will definitely make an attempt at this. Definitely. Okay? Wow. And see, now this gets into a cultural thing because as black people, we're not taught that we can frolic. See, what she just described, that was frolicking. Okay? But as black people, we're not taught that we could run and jump and skip to Malou and all of that other shit, you know? And it's to our detriment because we should be able to frolic, you know? So now there's a whole nother level of shit that I gotta work through to be able to release myself to just to run down the street. Mirror work is hard. I'm Miana DK. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, share this video. Hit the notification bell so you can know every time I drop a dope ass video. Alright? I love y'all. I swear I do. You never know what's gonna be in this morning's cup.
This is the ending of my video. Oh, thank y'all for watching.